Welcome to Puzzled and Chatty Canada edition with me, Adam Gray, where I talk with people in the jigsaw and speed puzzling world and hear their stories and thoughts on this growing competitive activity and the puzzle community. In this episode, I sit down with a puzzler who has launched her own puzzle competition business in Canada and is helping to grow the sport across the country. She's the founder of True North Puzzle Events. It's Shona Daniels. We'll talk about her new business, her contribution to the Ottawa Puzzles organization, her competition experience, and what's going on across the Canadian speed puzzle scene. So pull up a chair and pick a puzzle off the shelf to do while you listen to two people who are puzzled and chatty. Hello and welcome to another episode of Puzzled and Chatty Canada. I am here with a guest who is trying to change some of the stuff going on in Canada's puzzling community by starting her own business. She helps to run puzzles in the capital city of Canada while she's also competing. She's doing it all with it. So welcome, Shona. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you. Hi.
Excited to have you here, as I am with most guests, all guests, as we go through this. But just to kind of get straight into things, how did you get involved in puzzling? Not speed puzzling or anything like that, just puzzling in general.
I've always been a puzzler, one of those of the group that has puzzled since I was little. My mum was a big puzzler, so we always had jigsaws in the house. So not speed puzzling at all, but just regular puzzling, sort of 1,000-piece puzzles. And I carried on doing that as I got older, not as frequently, but I still did the odd puzzle if things were really busy and stressful. I used to like to get a puzzle out. Did a lot of puzzling, and then just maybe 2 or 3 years ago, I saw a YouTube video on speed puzzling, and I never heard of it. It was thing as a Karen Puzzles video, and I was like, oh, that looks like my kind of thing. So I gave it a try and became pretty hooked. I've always done other kind of puzzles too, like Sudokus, any kind of logic puzzles. I've always been really into those. So it's just another kind of puzzle that I do all the time, really.
Yeah, I think with a lot of puzzlers, there's a crossover with those other types of things like Sudokus and such. I remember growing up doing word searches. I always had a teacher that would give us word searches, and I would fly through those. But that's essentially just a jigsaw puzzle, but with words in it. And yeah, I think we all have that type of background where...
Yeah. Also, I think if you really like puzzling and the speed puzzling especially, you've got that kind of brain that likes to sort of try and solve that kind of issue, the problems.
Yeah, exactly. So would you say you're the main puzzler like within your family, or were there family influences?
Yeah, like I said, my mum was a puzzler, but now my sort of immediate family, one of my daughters puzzles. She puzzles, she doesn't speed puzzle, and she tells me that I don't puzzle properly. But yeah, she's a puzzler, but the others in my family are not at all. So
That's kind of normal as well. Some people are full. It's either one or the other. It's everyone puzzles or it's one person that puzzles. It's odd how that works. So when you switched into speed puzzling, what kind of were your thoughts when you first started?
it was a really good challenge and a fun challenge, and just enjoyed it. I enjoyed puzzling anyway, so just trying to get better at it and faster at it. I really liked it. And then when I started going to some of the competitions, I liked meeting the people and the community. That the people in the puzzle community are great. So that really kind of adds to the enjoyment and for me.
And yeah, so there's so many things to get through. I'm trying to think of the right order to go through with this, but you do compete in speed puzzle competitions. You have been to the Canadian Nationals, you've been to Worlds, you've done virtual competitions, kind of a little bit of everything. When you go into these competitions, what is kind of your goal?
It depends. Like I went to Worlds, so my goal for Worlds was to finish the puzzle because there was a shorter time limit, and for some puzzles that would be an issue for me. For other puzzles it would have been just fine, so I really wanted to finish all the puzzles at Worlds. When I first went to Nationals, it was just to experience that kind of bigger competition. And then most of the time it's just to have fun. Meet new puzzlers. I like to, there's a few of us and we swap pairs and partners and teams just to sort of um, puzzle with the different people in the group, see who you puzzle better with. Sometimes there's a real sort of good fit and you just puzzle well together without having to talk about why you're puzzling with what you're doing. It's a strange thing. But just to really enjoy it and have fun and to try and get the puzzle finished. I mean, I do try and give myself a goal. Like obviously when I look at the puzzle, I kind of think, oh, could I do this in like under an hour and 10, that kind of thing. So, and I would really like to get under an hour in a competition, but I've done it outside a competition, but not in a competition yet. Have to get the right puzzle for that.
Yeah, it does. It often comes down to the right puzzle on the right day.
Yeah.
We a lot of the previous guests, I would say, that have been on this channel are ones that are looking for those top spots. So we've had the Canadian champions on here. We've had people that have won different regional competitions and such. But that is very much not the majority of speed puzzlers. There's very few of us, myself included, who will never win a national championship or a huge regional one. Definitely not worlds. That's never going to happen. But we make a lot of us make up the bulk of. Yeah, some of us are a little bit faster, but the bulk in that middle group where I think you fall into.
Yeah, for sure.
And
I'm not going to be winning anything in a hurry.
which I think is fine.
So what would you kind of say to people who, I don't know, maybe might be intimidated a little bit by seeing these people that are finishing in 35 minutes, 45 minutes, and just absolutely dominating, and might be hesitant to join? Like, we're recording this right when the Canadian Nationals released their tickets yesterday, and it's
still not sold out.
Oh,
I don't think it's fully sold out yet. I don't know if it's sold out yesterday.
I will actually check that right now to see. But what would you say to people who are considering maybe doing it for the first time, but maybe might be a little bit intimidated?
To go ahead and do it. It's fun, and that's first and foremost. That's what it's about. It's having fun, and you get to keep the puzzle. So you win something. Everyone goes home with something, and it's just to enjoy it. I mean, if it's a hobby and you like puzzling, then it's worth a try. You never know, you might get hooked. But also that the puzzle community is great. So you make some new friends, meet new people, and I've met people from all over the world, and that aspect of it I'm loving, and I'm enjoying the travel as well to some of the different competitions to meet people and just see what puzzling like in their country and meet the local puzzlers, because not everyone gets that opportunity to travel, but if you do, then it's awesome to meet puzzlers from all around the world. So it's good. So I mean, I think if you, as all hobbies goes, like, it's just for fun. And I think it's one of those things that's getting more popular and people are enjoying doing it. So they're like, okay, I'm going to put myself out there. I mean, it's not quite like running a marathon, but it is, in some ways it is. Like, lots of people run it now. It's fun. People enjoy it, but there's only going to be one winner for each race. And that's not the majority of the people that start. So it's really just to enjoy it and have fun and not get too stressed out about it, because it's not. So, although you're putting yourself under the clock, it really is just a jigsaw puzzle. So you're pushing yourself, but it shouldn't be anything to get stressed about.
Yeah, I think that's a good analogy as well, because you see a lot of people that run 5K races and not the marathon, or sometimes marathons, and they know they're not going to win, but they're still out there to do an activity, meet people, stuff. And I think this is the exact same type of scenario.
Yeah, just to have fun and enjoy it. And there's all different types of puzzling as well, just because we, with Ottawa Puzzles, a group that I run with Rolanda, we do puzzle socials as well every other month. So it is some of the same group who come out for both, but we find to the socials, you get a wider group of people who say, oh, speed puzzling is not for me, but they still want to come out and puzzle with other people and meet people. And like on International Puzzle Day, we put together a 3,000 piece puzzle. I'd already kind of done it and we broke it into chunks, but we put that together as a group. So we did some fun stuff, and we're getting to meet new people just even in the puzzle social side, which is really nice.
So yeah, on that note, you brought up Ottawa Puzzles, which I guess we can talk about now. What is Ottawa Puzzles, first of all?
So it's a not-for-profit group that I run with somebody called Rolanda here in Ottawa. She's another puzzler, and every month we run an event. So one month it's a competition, and then the following month it's a social. And we kind of alternate between the two. And it's been actually very successful. And we've been selling out for our competitions, and we've had lots of people out for our socials. So we're running it through into 2026 as well. And it's a lot of fun. We have two competitions on the competition days, and we've had people traveling in from like all down Toronto. I think there was somebody from the UK or something like that. So there's people that travel from away. I think they came especially for the competition, but people do come. Have been traveling a little bit because there aren't as many competitions in the Ottawa area. Most of them are in Toronto. So we decided to set up our own so we could do more locally.
So where could people find information about that?
So we've got a Facebook site, so it's just Ottawa Puzzles, and we're also on Eventbrite. And again, if you just search Ottawa Puzzles, we'll come up.
Excellent, and that'll be in the description below, so make sure to check out that. Yeah, so I've heard Ottawa Puzzles kind of is helping push other groups to get formed. I think it was one of the first like we have the Canadian Jigsaw Puzzle Association, which is obviously our national association, and then we didn't really see any other groups popping up until we have things like Ottawa Puzzles, and now there's other things popping up across the country. But I think Ottawa Puzzles was one of those, a bit of a pioneer, I guess, when it came to getting speed puzzling a little bit more known in Canada.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Sorry. No, I think there's a few other groups setting up now, but yeah, we mainly did it because we just didn't want to keep driving down to Toronto for the competitions. We'd been to a couple of local fundraiser competitions, and it was fun, and we had the same team for a couple of them, and we were enjoying it. So it's like, okay, we want more of these. You know, we were enjoying it so much that we just decided to run more competitions. So we do sometimes take part in our own competitions, but given that I'm never going to win, it's not a big deal if I know what the image is. It doesn't help me that much, even if I know exactly what the image is. So I don't practice it before, but yeah, sometimes I do know what the image is going to be, but I'm not allowed to win anything. I wouldn't anyway, so
That's fine.
It's not a big deal.
Which kind of leads into, like we both mentioned, other groups are starting to pop up around Canada, and you've started one kind of, I guess, on your own a little bit with it. So it's True North Puzzle Events. You've launched this new organization.
Yep.
What is it?
So it's a new business I've set up, and it's just that I sort of really thought there was an opportunity for more in-person competitions. I love the in-person competitions. I've done a few of the virtual competitions, but I just don't really love them. I prefer being with people and competing in person. So I just kind of said, okay, we need more of them. They seem to be selling out. We were selling out in Ottawa. The Canadian ones are selling out. So it's just an opportunity to have more competitions, and hopefully across Canada. That's my plan, is I'd like to travel as much as possible with it. So I've got 3 events coming up this year, and then hopefully more in the following year. And that's 3 bigger kind of weekend events that I'm trying to make them as a mixture of a social and competition with some different events as well. So they will have the standard kind of like individual pairs and teams, but try and incorporate a few other types of competitions, like some of the relay events, some head-to-head events, some like puzzle pyramids where you kind of do like a 500, 300, 100, like different kind of competitions. And just so it's just a little bit of a variation on the standard 3 competitions, but also bring in some social aspects as well, and have sort of like buffet lunches and an evening social one of the evenings as well. So a little bit different.
That is a bit, and we are starting to see various competitions around the world have these a bit of a different spin on the traditional individual pairs, teams, rounds, and then that's kind of it. Where would people, before we go into more about the True North, where would people be able to find information about this business?
That would be, I have a website, so True North, tnpuzzleevents.com for True North Puzzle Events. So if you just Google me, then you'll be able to find me there. And I'm also on Facebook and Instagram.
Great. And yeah, all of that will be in the description below as well. And like you said, it's not going to be events strictly in Ontario. You are looking for broader Canada, correct?
Yep. So I've already booked some dates in Calgary coming up in July, and then hopefully in sort of the fall, maybe November, I'll be in Halifax as well. So
Great. It's I really like the fact that you're doing something out east. I don't think that's a highly represented place when it comes. There's some great speed puzzlers there. I've seen them when they've come in
yeah,
for nationals, but we don't see a lot of events, or at least ones that we hear about.
yeah. There's probably a lot of local ones, but hopefully this will be slightly bigger. But I'm also doing some local competitions too, in some sort of, some local pub competitions in this area in Ontario.
So who would this be for? Like if someone, who are you trying to get out?
to these types
Everyone.
of events.
No,
Ideally, yes.
I think, well, there are prizes. So anybody who's competitive and really wants to win, there'll be prizes to win, and there'll be some different competitions. But also, anybody who just enjoys the social aspect and side of the speed puzzling, we will pair people up in teams. If you only have a partner and not a full team, we're going to, so you can apply as an individual or a pair or a full team, and we will make your team full and pair people up. And so it's really for anybody, all standards. There's going to be a newbie prize as well. So if you've competed in less than 3 in-person events, then you class as a newbie. So there's an extra prize for anybody who's kind of new to speed puzzling as well. And there's also going to be like an extra sort of casual puzzling room, and there'll be some sort of logic puzzles and draws with that. So really, I'm trying to attract anybody who's interested in any kind of aspect of speed puzzling. Really, there should be something there for everybody.
Yeah, I think that's all of that is great. When you say a newbie prize, does that mean any 3 type of in-person competitions or 3 from your
Oh, no, any 3.
Okay. So yeah, so if I show up, I'm not going to be counted
Yeah,
as
you're
a
not
newbie.
going to be winning the newbie prize.
Oh, okay. Well,
I mean, we're not, yeah. So it's really just to encourage new people to come out and it feel like for everybody. There's something in it for everybody. Even if you're brand new, the first time you've showed up, there's a good chance that there's going to be draws as well, random prizes. So there'll be something for everybody.
Yeah, and I think what have the early results kind of been?
in terms of signups or
Yeah, pretty
attendance, things
favorable.
like
People
that.
are signing up and asking lots of questions too, because it's new and it's a different event. There's a team down that I know from America who are coming up as well, so that's kind of cool. And yeah, the local events are going quite well as well. So like the evening 500-piece teams in the pub, they're selling out pretty well. So yeah, there's definitely interest out there for sure. And people are like, "Oh, are you coming to Calgary? When are you coming to Vancouver?" So I think that's a good sign.
Yeah, I think we're just always looking for more competition opportunities that isn't something massive like a regional or a national event, but still competitive in some sort of way. We're seeing like recently on International Puzzle Day, we had the Indigo event that took place across Canada, and that sold out really quick, straight across. And I didn't attend it this time, but from what I hear from the people that did, it was people of all abilities are going to these types of events, and you never know who's going to be a hidden talent, and
Yeah,
which
for
is
sure.
I think is also fun to see, or people just don't know this type of thing
May
Yeah, they've
exist.
never heard of it before. That's what I find a lot of people say. It's like, I didn't even know that existed. And like, give me a puzzle. I want to see if I'm any good. But I think it's also a great evening, even for some of the smaller, just like one-off events. It's good for an evening out without screens. You can chat with your teammates, you can talk. It's not like a trivia night where you have to like pay attention to the questions and like focus. You're focusing in a different way. But if you just want to enjoy it and chat while you finish the puzzle, if it's a 500-piece puzzle, you're going to get it finished as a team for sure. So
and if you don't, you're still with just out enjoying.
People's
yeah,
company
and you get
making
to take the puzzle with you. you know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you don't like one evening I had a family come out with their young kids. Now they didn't finish the evening because they had to go and put the kids to bed, but it was so nice to see them out with their kids puzzling, just doing something a little bit different, for an
Yeah,
evening. So it was fun.
I like doing I like in-person competitions to begin with. I much prefer them over virtual events. But yeah, I think one of the nice things is like you said, going out and not having to. You're not sitting there looking at a phone or something else like that. Or trivia nights. I love a trivia night, but they're competitive.
And you're not necessarily chatting as a team
yeah,
because you're trying to you're focusing on other things. Yeah.
yeah. You need to focus.
But yeah, you see the puzzle events, and you can take it as seriously or not as seriously as you choose to. It's just something different to go out, and they're not happening all the time either. So it's something fun, maybe once a month or however often they may take place. But no, I think having something like True North Puzzle events is it's just another step in the right direction as we see this continue to grow across Canada in general. What would you, in just speaking about Canada, we're all kind of within our first 2-3 years of being in the speed puzzle environment community type of thing. Part of the channel is focused more heavily on Canada because we're not quite as well represented globally. We are moving up quick, but what are kind of your impressions, especially maybe meeting people at Worlds, for instance? What are you seeing in the Canadian speed puzzling community?
I think we're definitely growing quickly, like you say. I think having some more local groups would be good. I know sort of in America now, they've got kind of like state affiliated groups. And so that helps with their local competition. So I think, at the moment we've got the Canadian Jigsaw Puzzle Association, but at the moment there's no smaller groups kind of affiliated with that. So I think that, because it's a big country and it would be good to have more competitions across the board. I think it's interesting when you go to Europe, like they're very big on the speed puzzling and there's a lot of competitions, both online and in person, and it's growing. So I think we could host some more here in Canada for sure, especially in person ones. And there are a lot of virtual competitions to take part in, but I really love the in-person competitions. But we've definitely got I'd say the best community for sure.
We are right up there, for sure. Us and the Australians. I'll always mention the Australians. They are right up there as well. They're the same as us, just on the other side of the world.
Other side.
Yeah. I think one of the big challenges that we do have in Canada, and you kind of mentioned it, the U.S. has their state representation or affiliates throughout, which helps organize. Canada, seeing that with the provinces and the territories, I think would be great. We're just so big.
Yeah.
So
spread out.
It's like I can't imagine, and it's not easy or cheap to travel around as much here as it might be in some other places. But like I can't imagine what the province of Ontario organization would look like, because I'm in Guelph. You're closer to Ottawa. Then we have like, Thunder Bay way up north. Like traveling all around to those would be. It's not feasible. So do you, I'm putting you on the spot here, but do you think anything off the top of your head on how we could work around that?
I think there's things you could do to. I don't know. Let's just say, like in Jonathan for his speedpuzzling.com. His competitions, some of the in-person ones at least, they count for the US rating. So they've got like a criteria for what a competition would have to look like for your time to count for the rating and stuff like that. So I think that kind of thing would be, maybe some criteria for, this is a sanctioned competition,
Yeah.
and just so then people in different areas can hold similar but different competitions, but all trying to meet the same standards,
Yeah, I think we'd have to look at something that's just gonna because I think that's what is holding a lot of it back is just how vast the country is and how spread out.
Yeah.
Everyone is.
People can't
That being
travel to do it all themselves. You've got to be getting people to do it locally, which I think is happening more and more. So you're getting more competitions. I mean, the CJPA is doing more across Canada. They're starting some more competitions. But yeah, if they're like official guidelines, I mean, it's a growing thing. So sometimes it is all about having fun, but then if you want to count it towards your ranking, then it's got to be sort of somehow standardized,
Yeah, and then it goes into what counts as a ranking, what doesn't count, and you have to get the CJPA on board, and there's a lot of things that people would have to go through in order to be able to do that.
But
is
I think as it continues to grow and there's more people, I think naturally that will happen,
that is the hope.
Yeah.
With
To go back to to go back to True North, is are there goals or potential in the future to maybe kind of be one of those secondary representation groups, or like where do you see True North kind of going in the future?
Yeah, for sure. I could see like if there was, sort of say we sort of said it was like a sanctioned event kind of thing, and it would be count for the rankings. Yeah, that would definitely be something I'd be interested in doing. And I think as hopefully puzzling continues to go across Canada, I'd like to be involved in pretty much all aspects of it, really, if I get the chance. But yeah, I'd like just to do. I mean, my goal for the first couple of years is just to do more in-person competitions as far and wide across Canada as I can, kind of thing. So see how it
Yeah,
goes from there.
So you did mention that you have Halifax and Calgary coming up. Where are there any ideal locations that you'd like to target?
I think definitely would like to go to BC the following year. So Vancouver would be on the list. It was I decided to do Calgary this year just as sort of a different location. I'd never been to Calgary, so it'll be a nice trip. And then, but yeah, definitely Vancouver. And then we'll see, maybe somewhere else in Ontario. But maybe not Toronto or Ottawa, maybe somewhere else altogether. We'll have to see.
And you have a big event coming up, correct?
Yes. So my first
and
big events will be the Kanata Puzzle Weekend. So that is here local to me in Ottawa. And that's in April. So, and it's a full weekend from Friday to Sunday. And you can either sign up for the whole weekend or a session, so an individual day.
I know quite a few people that are going to that, especially from the Southern Ontario group. Are there still tickets available if people are
There are
interested?
still tickets available, so you can still register online for that. Yeah.
Excellent, and there's some good prizes as well. I did look at that, and compared to what some other competitions offer as a prize, this is if you're someone that's going for a top spot, this might be a good competition to attend. So yeah, I think there's going to be good results that come from this, and then yeah, once we get Calgary done and Halifax done, it's never mentioned on this, but has Saskatchewan ever come across? Because they don't get anything.
Well,
there's nothing
yeah.
there, but there's some stuff there, but
Possibly,
minimal.
like the Manitoba and Saskatchewan. I haven't ever been to either province, so you never know. Maybe 2027.
Maybe.
Um, yeah, you don't see them with too much. Although Manitoba will have a nationals
Yeah,
or regionals this
yeah, and
year.
they grow. Their puzzle group's definitely growing.
Yes,
You see a lot of that.
very much
The
so.
Manitoba puzzlers, yeah.
Yeah, there's
Yeah, and I think it'll be things like Ottawa Puzzles that did help push Manitoba to go forward with what they're doing, and yeah, very impressed with Manitoba so far. Um, yeah, is there anything else kind of that you're looking forward to in 2026? For instance, are you planning on going to any of the international competitions this year?
I'm actually going to nationals, so I'm definitely signed up for nationals. I'm not planning on the international competitions, although I was tempted by the worlds. Now it's in a different location.
Building.
But a different building. Yeah. Well, it's air conditioned at least. Well, at least not like super heated. So yeah. So I'll see. I'm actually going back to the UK for like a Sudoku and puzzle competition
Okay.
in March. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm not sure about any further international travel after that. We'll have to see.
Was there anything you took away? Because you were at Worlds last year in 2025. Was there anything you took away from Worlds that you'd like to see happen in Canada?
Um, Not necessarily from Worlds. I did just come back from the Winter Carnival though, and that
Okay.
was an awesome weekend. That was really well organized, and it was really nice because it had a really big social side to it too, which actually I thought really wasn't in Worlds because of the location. The dome was so hot. It
Yeah.
was you couldn't really watch the competitions very much, and there wasn't really a central location like to watch and socialize afterwards to watch it together and have that kind of side to it, which I thought in the Winter Carnival was really good. There was like a hotel where they had a social and just was a natural gathering place for people to puzzle in the evenings and between competitions. So that was really nice. I got to meet so many new people and things like that. That was a really good experience. So I like that side of it as much as the puzzling as well. So,
Yeah, the social side, it's for my first couple years, I was very much not there for the social aspect. I showed up, did my individual competitions at nationals, and went home. That was it until last year when I decided, okay, I'll do more of the pairs. I'll try the teams, and I definitely enjoyed that. Worlds, the social aspect was really nice, especially when like the outdoor screen finally
yeah,
showed up,
that was
and
really good until
That
it blew down.
yeah. Yeah. Which
which I watched happen outside. It was, but they replaced it. I was shocked they did, but
Yeah.
they fixed it and it was back the next day. But that atmosphere, that changed. It was one of my first worlds, and I don't know if that's the same each year because we had the temperature issues this time that we didn't have
It
before.
was crazy hot, yeah.
But having that screen up, I think it changed the atmosphere of the week to a degree because now we had a central spot to sit outside a bit more and watch. And you kind of tend to stay with your country group a little bit more, I guess. And as the week progresses, that there's more mingling. But
Yeah.
um
I think that'd be nice to see here as well. Like with our nationals, have a central watching location. I don't know what to kind of expect this year with it being in
New
the
location, yeah. So it could be a bit different. Yeah.
within the hockey arena. Hockey arenas, like if you're sitting in the stands, it's nice to be able to look down on the puzzles if you can see, but they're not ideal for like sitting and talking to people because you're all in that row. But we'll see how this kind of changes things as well. They have their social night, which will be much bigger this year. So who knows? I think there's always going to be that push in speed puzzling towards the social aspect, which I hope doesn't change. Because yeah, it's like I mentioned, not everyone is going to be out there winning.
these
Yeah.
competitions. So the social aspect,
Is
you
important.
need to.
Yeah, everyone right now, I think for the most part, feels welcome at these, and I don't foresee that changing as long as we still offer those social opportunities, socializing opportunities.
Yeah. And everyone is just that little bit competitive in their own way, because otherwise they wouldn't be in there in the first place. So the competitions are always going to keep going. But I think as the community grows bigger and bigger, then and there could be different. There could be like the new Europe competition's got quite a tight speed limit, so that naturally is gonna it's still going to be social, I'm sure, but it's naturally going to get the faster puzzlers because I don't think anybody wants to not finish six puzzles, which would be where I was.
Yeah, I'm at that competition. I'm
A
It
little bit
looks
nervous.
really good.
a little bit nervous for it. There's only 5 Canadians signed up so far, and two of them live in the States. One lives in France. I don't know who the fifth person is at all, and I don't have their name written down. Like I don't have any information on them. I might be the only Canadian from
From Canada, living in
Canada,
Canada.
which is also
different, but yeah, it's going to be an intense 2 days, and there isn't going to be a lot of time for socializing when it comes to it. I know a lot of people from other countries, they're flying in the day before and they're flying in right, or they're training in or whatever, and then leaving pretty much soon right after it's done. So it's going to be a very different atmosphere than the World Championships. But who knows? We'll see how that goes. I hope it will be a success.
Oh,
but I
I'm
think
sure. Yeah, it looks really good. Yeah. And it's
and I
already got a bunch of really good puzzlers going. So
there
should
is, and
And there's people
yeah.
that I've gone through some of the seen. I looked at the stats to see and the names to see who went to the World Championships and who was going to this, and seeing how far people made it in their various rounds. And there's a number of people that only did the qualifiers. They didn't make it out of the qualifiers, and they're going to this, which I think is great to see as well.
but
But I
yeah, I
think
think
if you're local, that's a little bit easier. If you're in Europe and you can get a train, then
yeah,
I think I would be, yeah, much more tempted for sure. But yeah, flying all that way when I'd be, I mean, I could, if it was the right puzzle, I'd be in the time limit. But I mean,
yeah,
they give you a warning on the website. They know that it's for some people it's going to be tight, and I'm one of those people that would be, sometimes I could do it, but to be honest, if I was put under a deadline, I probably wouldn't do it just because I'd be too panicky. So,
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I don't know if I'll finish all 6 puzzles within
well, because they're
the.
different brands too. Some of them are going to be, you know, not all of the types of puzzles are going to suit everybody. And there's one where you don't even see the image, isn't there? That's going to be
yeah.
tricky.
So
That's my February project, is all the puzzles I'm doing except for a couple that I have special, but pretty much every puzzle I'm doing in February. I don't have the box for it, so it's just. And I've had a lot of people provide me with
I was
puzzles
about to
and
say they're just
bags.
giving you random bags of puzzles.
Yeah,
to help me prepare for this. And I think it helps a little bit that I am kind of the only person from Canada that I know of so far going. But so there's a lot of people that are trying to help out and make sure that I'm as prepared as possible for that specific round. But
Do you know the
yeah.
brand for that round? Or is
Nope.
that no
mystery brand, mystery image. So it's
It could be
mystery?
anything.
Yeah.
that's good. I'm nervous for that round, and I'm nervous for the panoramic puzzle.
Yeah,
Round
they
as
can
well
be
because it's a
they can be
bigger
tricky
puzzle.
images as well. The images on those can be trickier, I think. Fine. Yeah.
Yeah, tricky image, and it's larger. I think we got a longer time limit for that though, but even still, it's
Just
More
usually a lot
challenging.
of sky and panoramic. That's not my favorite.
Yeah,
yeah. We'll see. I'll practice a few of those before I head out, but I do hope it turns out well. So things like you with True North, where you're gonna have some of these competitions with a bit of a twist on them, become more of the norm, because instead of it always just being a 500-piece puzzle as fast as you can, Ravensburger, maybe some other brands pop up here and there, but it I can see it get boring after a while. But having some twists, I think, would be good to see.
Yeah, I've done the pairs relay in a competition, and that was really good fun. Actually, I've done that a couple of times now, and I like that. Although when you start to do it the first couple of times, when you change to the other puzzle, your brain is just like, "What am I looking at?" Like you can't it's like you can't really focus on something different because you've been so focused on the last puzzle and to swap between the two. But when you get into it, it's a lot of fun. And it's just that little bit different. So is competitive and everyone's got the same two puzzles, but you're kind of being fast is an advantage, but there's other things involved as well. So I think it opens it up a little bit more as well to a wider competition.
Yeah, it definitely does. Yeah, so I mentioned like one of my goals for February is to get better at puzzles without images, and I think we all set various goals. It's still relatively early in 2026, so there's a lot of goal setting still taking place. I ask everyone that kind of makes an appearance on here, how do you go about setting speed puzzling goals for yourself?
Um, I guess it's just like what's the next step to like improve that little bit more or get consistently faster? So before Worlds, it was I wanted to get consistently for a new puzzle under the 90 minutes so I could be confident that I would finish the puzzle, which I did, by the way. So we're good.
Well
um,
done.
and now the next one is to break an hour in a competition. So I've done it in a couple of the easy puzzles that I've done at home, but I haven't actually done it yet in a competition. So I'd like to get sort of consistently faster so I can actually break the hour in a competition. Um, and so it's just sort of going for that next step. But I also like to not just set goals for like getting faster because I'm not that fast, but also it's like setting goals for like going to different places, traveling to a different competition, doing something new, um, and a different experience. So more of the overall experience of some of the competitions. And last year I wanted to go to as many competitions as I could in person. I went to Worlds, and this year I've been to the Winter Carnival. So I really enjoy those kind of things as well to expand my sort of the experience for the puzzling, not just getting faster, because I'm not going to be that fast.
You're still getting faster over
Okay.
time because you're putting the effort and the training and stuff that goes into it.
Yeah.
Is there a specific type of puzzle where you think you might be able to get close to that hour or under? Is there like an image that you'd love to see or a type of a style?
Oh, well, we could go for the like that Pixar one. That one would be fine if we had that one in a competition. I wouldn't be the only one under an hour then, that's for sure. There'd be a whole bunch of new people going, "Yay, I broke the hour." Um, but I tend to actually quite like busy puzzles. So like the music room, things like that, maybe sort of with a lot going on. I actually quite like random cut, but you don't get as many of those in competitions, but I do like those. Um, but I like something busy, so everything's got its place, So you're working on it, but you can kind of see. I don't like it where it's just like sky or like a landscape. That wouldn't be my kind of ideal puzzle at all.
Have you tried the semifinals puzzle from Worlds, the cute kawaii chaos?
No, I haven't actually tried that one. That was one of the ones I didn't buy, but I did get the three little animal things that we could argue about for days what animals they were. That was quite a fun puzzle. I like that one. And like maybe Jazzy as well. That one I'm fairly fast. And the postcards, they're pretty good too.
Yeah, I would definitely recommend trying the
Yeah.
kawaii chaos. It's very busy, but with the exception of maybe 5 to 10 pieces, it's very clear where every
Where
other
it
piece goes.
goes. Yeah.
So if you look at that image, I think you'd be surprised how quickly you can get through it. If you're really decisive with where the pieces are being placed down, you're
It can be a
I think
fast
that
one.
it
Yeah.
can be a fast one. It was
I think it's my favorite Ravensburger puzzle at this point. I love the busy puzzle because I'm the same as you. I like where everything has one place and
Yeah.
then it goes in, we move on to something else. I can do skies and stuff, but it's
it's not my
It's not as
favorite.
much fun. I would say it's not as
No,
much fun to enjoy doing it. Yeah.
yeah, I can go outside and look at the sky. I don't need to
puzzle. It's not.
Put it together.
Yeah.
Before I just go into my final couple questions on here, do you just want to remind everybody because you're doing Ottawa Puzzles, you're doing True North, you have your own stuff going on. Where can people find all the information other than in the description below?
Probably the best place to start is Facebook. So Ottawa Puzzles has a Facebook site, which is just Ottawa Puzzles. And then True North Puzzle Events is the same. And there's also a website for True North and Instagram, but you can link to those from the Facebook page. So that's a good place to start.
Excellent. And yeah, I'm hoping all that stuff really, really takes off in 2026. I'm sure it will. So just to close out on a couple of things, one of the aspects of this channel is there's asking the guests, but there's a speed puzzling 101 series to try to help people that might be new to speed puzzling learn different tips and tricks and get some practice in. Is there anything that you can provide as a piece of advice or a challenge of some sort that I can feature on this channel?
Um, I guess not to do what I do. I have some really bad habits. So, and I guess the things that I try and break is I puzzle one-handed all the time. And I need to start trying to, I will flip and sort with two hands, but I will just puzzle with one. So don't do that. And also don't get caught up on things. I'm terrible for going down the rabbit hole if I need to find where this piece goes. And I need to put it, they say put it in puzzle jail. I don't, but I should. And so I can get myself really caught up on something that really I should move on. I need to move on. So those are the things that I'm more of a what not to do person than.
No, I think that's good to have. I do already have an episode on making sure you're using the second hand on there, but no, I think it's good to remind people. I think I can definitely see an episode about not getting stuck on one piece for too long because
it can really distract you and change your focus as well. Because I don't know, sometimes you pick up a piece and you're like, it's this again, and you've touched it 20 times or something. And it's like, no, it has. You have to put it, but you get obsessed with finding it at home.
And there's the other side as well, where you might be looking for a specific piece for too long, and we know it's going to show up. Just move on to something else.
We'll come back to it.
And in nationals in pairs, we actually had 2 extra pieces, and so part of the stress was trying to find a home. Those 2 pieces didn't have a home. So when we got to the end and the puzzle was complete, we were like, okay, well, that's why we couldn't find where they went. Whereas if we'd put them to the side sooner, we wouldn't have actually wasted that time on them in the first place,
Yeah, it takes up its valuable time in competitions.
Yeah.
So extra pieces or missing pieces it's not just extra 5 seconds it's taking you. It could take minutes, because if you're constantly looking for that spot, that time does add up really quick. But thank you for doing this. We just have some quick fire questions left for you. So whatever comes to your mind first. And here we go. So first question is, what is your favorite brand of puzzle?
I'd say at the moment, the puzzle twists. I really, really like those. And I think we should see more of them in Canada. They're awesome puzzles. So I like those.
They're very interesting puzzles. Your favorite piece count?
I got to say 1,000 piece. Yeah.
Your favorite cut style?
I do like random cut. Yeah.
Your favorite puzzle event?
Worlds was really good, but I also really enjoyed Winter Carnival. Just come back from there, so that was really good. But Worlds was, I know, such a big event, and I might not get to go again necessarily with so much travel involved. So that was really good to say I've been, And if they start bringing in qualification times, then I won't be going either.
I don't think they will, but
I hope not. But
I hope to move to a different country at some point. That would be nice.
Yeah, I think that will be next year. But I think if it keeps growing, then at some point you've got to bring in some kind of qualifications. Otherwise, it's how big can you get? I guess we might find
out. Your favorite puzzler?
I guess my mom. She taught me to puzzle. We puzzle together. Yeah.
Nice. Your favorite puzzle that you've ever done?
I don't know if I have a favorite puzzle. I do have a favorite puzzle artist. I do like Gene McAdams' puzzles. So the Ravensburger, maybe like the Dog Walker. He has like quite busy puzzles and my kind of thing. I enjoy doing those.
I do like his art with is very good for puzzles and speed puzzling.
Yeah.
The hardest puzzle that you've ever done?
So I recently did one. It was a different brand, one I not tried before, KS Games, and there was a flower shop. So it was a 3,000 piece, and it was just a lot of flowers. It was a lot of shape sorting, and it took a long time. But I liked it. But it was tricky. Yeah.
Flowers are always going to be tricky.
Your least favorite design to see on a puzzle?
An animal, a dark animal, like.
Yeah.
Your favorite puzzle moment that you've ever had?
Finishing the individuals at Worlds was kind of cool, because that's what my goal was, to finish the puzzles, and so finishing them at Worlds was kind of satisfying. It was nice.
Good.
Your favorite way to get new puzzles?
shopping. It's like a hobby all of its own. It's shopping for puzzles. Like Puzzles Canada, that store is just like, it's awesome. It's one of those things about going to nationals. It's just across. It's going to be super close.
Even closer this year, yeah.
Yeah.
And the last question, your dream puzzle that you've not done but wish you could.
That would be one of the big ones. I like doing the really big puzzles. So I've recently been given one of the 19,000 pieces. So I'm going to do that, but even bigger. I think that would be kind of cool. I don't know if I'll ever get through them, but I think it would be cool to do.
So,
Because you mentioned, I do have to ask, will you be combining all the pieces?
I don't think so for the first one. Just because it's really be the first, like 19,000 is a lot. And I think it comes in, I can't remember if it's 4 bags or 6, but it's going to be like challenging for the first time. But I kind of think that in ones after that, I will combine them, you know? I think I would be tempted, yeah. But I just think for my first one, not to, just so I can say I've got it done. But then maybe my next big one, I might mix.
I think that's fair. Yeah, that's fair. That was great. Thank you so much for joining me and doing this. I'm very excited to see what happens with Ottawa Puzzles and True North events, puzzle events over the course of 2026 and beyond that. Yeah, again, thank you so much for joining me, and it's been a pleasure.
That's great. Thank you very much, Adam. Thank you.
thanks.
Bye.